Next thing is that we're going to find out how to speed up your database using Tableau. So what we've discovered, say for example, is that Joe thinks that the dashboards are loading a little bit slowly, possibly because the database that we're using is a little bit old and a little bit slow. And he's asked Anoop, okay, is there anything that we can do to actually to speed the loading of these dashboards up? So what I'm going to do as Anoop is I'm going to connect to the data source that we're using, and I'm going to see if there's anything that we can do to actually to speed that up. So again, I'm going to sign back into the server. Okay, I'm now signed in, and I'm going to actually connect to the data source that we already have. So I'm going to click on Tableau Server, and I'm going to download the rental data. I'm going to connect to it. Now, this is allowing me to connect to the published data source that I already have up on Tableau Server. What I actually want to do is I want to make some changes to this, and I want to modify the way it works. So I'm going to right-click on this rental data, and I'm going to click on this Create Local Copy. Now, what this is doing is this is going to download a copy of the data source for me, along with the connection that I need. Okay, so I have a local copy of rental data. Now, what I actually see here is that this data source is shown as a single cylinder. Now, what this means is it's what we call a live connection. So when a user connects to Tableau Server automatically goes away in the background and queries the database and gets the response back for the user. Now, if that database is a bit slow, then it can actually slow down the querying or slow down the loading of the dashboard, I should say. So if I right-click on this data source, I have an option to say extract data. And what this is going to do is this is going to pull all of the data that I need in one big batch from the database into Tableau. So I'm going to press extract. I actually need to choose a place where I'm actually going to save this data source. So let me just save it on my desktop for a second. Okay, and now I have this double set of cylinders. So now what's going to happen is when a user views a dashboard, rather than Tableau Server going away to the data source, it's already going to have the information ready, cached within Tableau Server, so that it can serve the dashboard really quickly, and our users are going to find a really good experience where the dashboards are loading really quickly. So what I want to do is I'm now happy with this. I'm happy that I've created this dashboard or created this data source as an extract and not a live data source. So I'm going to publish this up to Tableau Server and replace the original data source. So I'm going to go Server, I'm going to go to Publish Data Source, and I'm going to choose to publish over I'm going to publish this new rental data. Now, I'm going to make sure that I'm publishing this to the standard data sources folder, and I'm actually going to overwrite the old rental data. So if anybody else made a dashboard that looked at this data source, it's now going to look at my new data source automatically. They're not going to have to change any of their dashboards. Everything will get updated automatically. Okay. So once I've done that, I'm happy. I'm going to press publish. This is warning me that I have not got my credentials embedded within the data source, and I really need to do that. So I'm going to press yes. And I'm going to press yes to confirm that I want to overwrite the old data source. Okay. Yeah, and I can see that I have now published the new data source over the old. So if I go to File and I just close this for now, and if I just log on to Tableau Server, and I go into my standard data sources, I can see that this is my rental data, and I can see it's now being created as what's called an extract. So this means that Tableau Server actually has a temporary extract of the data from the database, so that when I then go into one of my standard reports and I click on top titles, for example, this is automatically loading the data from the Tableau extract rather than communicating with the data itself. Now, this almost always results in better performance. The only reason why you might want to not use an extract is if the volumes of data in your data warehouse are extremely large, or if you need up to the minute, up to the second data. And that kind of neatly takes us onto our next point that we can do using Tableau Server.